What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well on this Friday afternoon. Hopefully everybody has as lovely weather as we have here in Florida today. We're living up to the name of sunny Florida. But sitting down, market is just about to close. I'm gonna go ahead and get this daily trade recap out of the way. On a day that could have been so much better. Today was a day where being green can cost you a lot of money. First trade out of the blocks today was a good trade. I took it in a good spot, but I was being cheap. And by being cheap, I mean that I bought a contract that was expiring today, a 0-day contract. And this particular trade went in my direction and I lost money on it. So let's jump on over into TRADERVUE. We're going to look at the details. Reviewing trades for Friday, March 31st. We actually took 4 trades today. Saying 5, but we closed out Tesla. That was one of the big issues, closing out Tesla. You see the first trade of the morning that I was referring to was on Tesla. I lost $41 on that trade. So my harebrained scheme thinking is I'm going to close one of the Tesla contracts that I was overnight holding so that I would not be green, or I would not be red on the day. So I closed out one of the contracts that got me green on the day. At the time I was in Apple, but Apple was another one that was just kind of moving, but the P&L wasn't moving. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to lock these gains in on Tesla, and that's going to make me finish the month out green. But in doing that, I gave up so much money, y'all. Y'all won't believe it. And even the stock, or even the contract that I closed out red on for a loss of $41, that thing went bonkers, as they say up north. It went bonkers. It went bananas, whatever words you like to use when you from up there in the northern parts of this country. It just went crazy. So let's jump on over into Thinkorswim. I'm going to go ahead, do a quick recap on the SPY trade since we are already in the SPY's charts. But you see, didn't really have anything marked on the SPY. It was in an hourly up channel when the market opened, but it was in this big zone. It was in this big zone. And as the market opened, let me see where we started drawing that at. Booyah. So do you see how small of an area I use to kind of get my trends? So this was what I was seeing as an intraday channel. Let's go ahead and extend it back out. So that's what I had. And you see it kind of tapped it a few times there, came back down, tapped it there, and then we got a great move on it. Right now, let's see where we're at. Right now, the market is selling off a little bit. I made a comment in the Discord on what I think the SPY is going to do. I did not expect this huge move, and you see it broke out of this channel, or this zone up. What did I do? What did I do? We had it in this zone in the morning, and now this afternoon it has broken through this other zone and it's up here. So I did not see the SPY doing that. And look at what it's doing right now. It's testing to get back in this channel that we had early this morning. It is still working that channel. Used it right there, used it right there. And now it's using it right here. And when that, there we go. When that candle finishes inside of the channel, expect this next one to be a decent sized move, especially when it's coming from outside of the channel. I'm glad that we caught that live as this is playing out. Look at that. When it gets out of the channel and it makes its way back in the channel and the next candle breaks the high, look at that. Ooh, I could not have been sitting here ready to take a trade. It's almost it's at least 50 cent of a move. Now we setting high a day. Good gracious. Why could I have not had something? Oh man, that's beautiful. I'm glad that we catching this right now, because I always say if it's been out of a channel, see how this one got in the channel, but the next candle didn't break the high. This one got in, it kind of broke it. This is that shakeout candle that I talk about. Came down, shook these people out, and then it ripped. This one just flat out ripped. Man, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go ahead though, and let's pull up this contract for the SPY that we took today. Those little cheap ones that you saw, I made $4 and I made 5 on NVDA. I was catching it at the wrong time. So I'm in. Look at that. That's one of those where it kind of, this one did it though. It broke in there, made a decent move, kind of flushed back down. I got in on the retest to get back in. And let's see where I got out of this one at. I got out in this candle right here as it was coming back down. Let's see how far down. Yep, at the bottom of the candle. So the top of this candle was 225, basically gave back $5 on a cheap contract, but was getting out of it because this was a fairly narrow channel. This was one, something like this, I probably need to take about 5 contracts, because from there, let's say I got in right there, 405.75 up to the top 406. That's only 25 cents worth of room. That's only 25 cents worth of room. Now I could have got in here and just held this thing, saying that it's going to get back up to the top of the hourly channel, which it finally does over here. So in at 10:30, this thing finally hits the top of the hourly channel at 11:18. Let's see what that would have been at 11:18. So if we call it right there, that's $25 on that one contract. No, $35. So that's about right. Yeah, could have held that one on one contract. That's about right. And then this thing just rips after that. But that was the SPY trade. Not much room in the trade, and that's why it worked that way. Let's go peek at this one more time, and then we're going to move over to Tesla. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Look at that, y'all. This thing has made a move. Let's call it from right there, 408.75. This thing has almost went $1. This almost went 1 point in 5 minutes. 2 contracts, 25-cent stop. That's gravy. That is what you call gravy. One thing I do want to look at how much I got in that contract for. $2.16. That contract right now is trading at 409. 409. Let's go to NVDA. This was another one that I caught this one a hair bit too late. This was one that I sat back down after lunch. Just popped in the Discord as the guys were in there just kind of talking, and I caught this one. But I caught such a late fill on it. I'm in at 495. I've missed all of this move. So watch where I get out at. I get out in the next candle as it's coming up to right there. And you see, I didn't even extend this one to the right when I drew it. I just drew it because when I sat down, the move was right here. By the time I got contracts loaded, it was already gone. I got out because I didn't want to chase it. That's the end of the market. I didn't want to chase it, but look at what it did. If I would have got out right there, that was another $50. in 4 minutes. $50 in 4 minutes. You come up here, it's another $86. So I probably could have held this a little longer. I should not have gotten scared out like I did. But when I saw how late I caught a feel on it, and when I say late, they filled me late on the market order. Like the price jumped like $15 from where I was trying to get in at. So that's why I just got out of this when it came up here, anticipating that it was going to make this move back down. Probably should have let this candle close and then seen what this candle was going to do, and let it close and then see what that candle was going to do. 1 minute bar by bar in this, I wouldn't have stopped out until up here. So 1 minute bar by bar, I would have gotten another $40 out of this trade. Just 1 minute bar by barring. Let's look at Apple. Let's look at Apple here real quick. I'm trying to see where the other Tesla contract that we traded. Oh, it's not going to show because that was the overnight hold. So let's take a peek at Apple. Apple was one that we got in fairly early, and this one just, man, this one, I don't know what to say. Apple wasn't really showing much pre-market. You see, I don't really have anything marked. Let's come and look and see where we're at. We are below the hourly channel right here. So Apple is not really doing anything as the market opens. But let's see where we get in this one at. Because this was one of those that I don't fully remember it. Getting in right here. And this is not showing much. Let me extend that to the right. Yeah, that's not really showing much. But this was one that I kind of had the plans on holding all day based on the larger time frame. And that's why you see, or you probably don't see, but if you paid attention on the TRADERVUE, if you kind of glanced at the data, I was in this trade 2 hours and 38 minutes today. So getting in right there. Let's tighten this up and we'll just take a look and see where we got out. And you'll see that we set through quite a bit. But again, I bought this on the larger time frame. Bought it on the larger time frame to hold. But do you see what this thing did from the time that I got in the trade? Let's see, 162, and this is the other thing that I paid attention to. 162.95 is about where I entered at. You come up here to where I'm getting out at. So I get out of the first 3 contracts because I was in 4 contracts. I get out of the first 3 right there. This thing has only gone 162.95. We out at 163.65, 70 cents. So this thing has made what looks like a very huge move, and it's only gone 70 cents. At that point, I'm like, man, let me just get out of this mess. It's not producing anything that I want to see. I get out of the last contract right here on this candle. A couple of minutes later, I'm in at 94 cents. First 3, I'm out at 102. I'm out at 102. And the last one, I'm out at 110. This thing closed at 163, y'all. 5 contracts or 4 contracts. That's $50 more than what I was in or what I got out at. That's $200 more. That is $200 more, and it set a high of 170. So it hit a high of 170. I'm out at, call it 105. Let's just average it out. I'm out at 105. That's $65 per contract more than what I sold for. It's $240. But that is not even what has me really shaking my head. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla is the one that, this is one of those ones that you see people throwing computers and stuff. Where's the entry at though? Why is it not showing the entry? Tesla. Let me go in here and look at the contract. I'm in at 7:30 and 26 seconds. So what we'll do is just come on over here and look and see where 7:30 candle is. Right there. Getting in on this candle midway through. Getting in as it's breaking this area. Now, do you notice? I'm in this trade, right? Do you ever see this chart look backwards? Do you ever see it look backwards from where I got in the trade at? So I'm in. And I paid $120 per contract. I paid $120 per contract. I'm in. I catch a horrible fill. That's why I'm trying to see. So it's not going to really show my thing because it was on this candle. But I'm in at 120. Let's look at the fill. I'm getting filled way up there, y'all. Way up there. But notice, okay, if I'm getting filled way up there on the candle, I'm getting filled way up there on the candle, or I should be. This thing never looks back. But look at the option chart. So I'm going to move my mouse as this is moving up and look at the option chart. The stock is going higher, pull back, higher, higher, pull back. I get out right here as it is breaking this area. I get out of both my contracts, but the first one I get out at like $1, I think. Yeah, at $1, and the second one at 99 cents. Just basically conceding defeat to a bad contract. I'm conceding defeat to a bad contract, and then watch what this thing does. It dips down. It rips. It dips down and it rips. You know what you don't see on here yet? Is that little bubble that tells you that was the high of day. So it's up here at 239 right now. No bubble. No bubble. High of day, $7.85. Do you see that? So this thing chugged along all morning, literally all morning, as the stock was going higher. The option contract never was moving. It was never moving. Look at this, never moving. And then it just rips. It just rips. So let me see something. Had I waited, I got out of this at 10:23. Had I waited, call it 7 more minutes, this thing would have never looked back, and it just ripped. This still does not show my, just like, come on, man, this is crazy. Let's look at the Tesla contract that I had the overnight hold on. Let's look at the Tesla contract, and I'm gonna have to go in and pull that one up real quick. So give me one sec. April 6th expiration. So April 6th expiration, 205. This one I have 2 contracts on. Drop that over there. You can already see what the P&L on the day for the contract was, 320. Brother, this is wicked. Let's pull that one up. Let's see where we got out at. This was the one that I was getting out so that I can account for what I had just lost on this trade. So I get out of one of the contracts right there. Let's drop it right there. I get out of the second one as it's coming up to the top of this zone, and I get out right there. See, I get out of both of them at the same price, 515, 515. That way I make about $55 per contract. Let's look and see what this one did after I got out. So I'm out right there, 1040, 1058, 18 minutes later, each contract is up, call it $85. So it's $200. Another rip, it's up to 728. That's $200 per contract more than what I got out of. Still don't see the bubble. $887. I'm out at 515. These were purchased as swings, as like long-term holds. Let's hold these. But because I was trying to be green on the day, I probably cost myself easy $500. Easy $500 on today. Just trying to be green. So, man. Gots to do better. Gots to do better. But you really don't know what these things are going to do. The market was kind of ugly, but look at how this thing just ripped. And something else that we were talking about in the Discord today, I'm sure that's that's going to be the 20. Let me make sure. Yep, that red line. That's the 20 on the 1 minute chart. Look at how Tesla tapped the 20, tapped the 20, just kept catching until it broke under it, and then it started using it as resistance. So I have to pay attention to that 20. They were also talking about the 9 moving average on the 5 minute chart. Apple was kind of hugging that one pretty good today. Something else to come over here and look at. This is the ad. I hadn't talked much about the ad lately, but we closed right around that 2000. Around 2000, if you can stay up around 2000 and you can keep these above 2 to 1s, that's usually going to be an indicator that you're going to be trending in an up channel on the SPY. And if everything is following the SPY, then you can kind of assume that they're going to be uptrending as well. But that's what we did today, y'all. Good day. Like I said, decent day, but I need to work on keeping those gains locked in. And look at Netflix. I was in Netflix in another account. I got out of that one yesterday for some good gains. But look at it. It just ripped today as well. I got out yesterday right here on this big rip. When this thing off the open ripped, I locked my gains in and then it just tanked back out. I started to buy another contract yesterday because I was looking at the weekly. You saw how the SPY did on the 1 minute chart when it got back in this channel. The weekly works the same way. Look at that right there. When this got out of the channel, look at the next week, a banger. That candle, that's a $56 candle in 1 week. Kind of side trade. Actually, it didn't even side trade. It came back down in 3 weeks, went back up, back down in 4 weeks, back up in 5. And now we had 5 weeks of red. We got these 3. Netflix. That's a $25 candle. But what's the high? The high is 345.84. We already over it. If Netflix can open above this candle on Monday, I see this going all the way back up. First, I got to get over this. This is intermediate, though. I can almost erase that one. I can see it getting back up to here, to this yellow line, and then possibly the top of the channel. Will it do it all in next week's time? I don't think so. Or I won't even say I don't think so. I don't know. Let's look at the SPY. Same picture. SPY. It's in this uptrend right now, the weekly uptrend. And we see 3 weeks ago is when it was kind of crazy. It had gotten back down into the down channel. But look at where we finished at. We have finished back in the weekly channel. So if, and I actually probably could have played this right here. 402.06 would have been a good play back into the channel. But if next week we can get over 409.70, we could see this push up. Now this green one is weekly price action. It could kind of find a little resistance. You see right here, caught a little bit there, caught a little bit over there. This will push up to here. If it can break that, SPY could make a nice move higher. So I'll be looking to take some more swing trades on the SPY and on Netflix next week, depending on how the week opens. Soon as it breaks the high of this candle, I want to be a part of the trade. Let's look at INTC real quick. I know this one is a little long, but if y'all still watching, I definitely appreciate it. INTC, I'm still in 2 contracts here. If you watched my earlier videos, INTC had been in this weekly range, trading this weekly range. This week, it broke out of it. That's why I bought 8 contracts, or I bought 10 contracts. I sold 8 of them to lock some profit in. But look at where it's at. It's right up to the weekly 50. I'm going to see if this will show it. So the weekly 50 at 32.63 right now. 32.63 is where the weekly 50 is at. INTC closed at 32.67. So it is just over that. Next week, if INTC can break the high of 32.63, which it is already over. And actually, let me correct myself. If not break the high of the 50 moving average, but break the high of this week's candle, which is 32.67. Oh, I'm sorry, 32.90. If you look up right up in here when I go back over it, 32.90 is the high of this week's candle. So it has a little tiny wick sticking on the top of it. If it can break 32.90, we could see this back up to this green line right here. We could see that back up to that green line. So that's what I'm seeing on those 3 stocks. And there's a 32.90 right there. It hit that at 12:50 this afternoon. And then it's just been kind of down channeling since then. But or down trending. But that's what I see on those plays this week. Since we done got into this one fairly long, I'm not going to kind of peek it. I'll take a quick peek. 1 red day this month. I will go back because that's a little impressive. 1 red day this month. I said this week. I meant this month. That's pretty doggone good. Averaging about that $100 a day. That's where I try to stay around, $100 a day. Some of these, it took some swing trades. It took for me to close some swing trades out to make that happen. Today, it took a swing trade to get me there. I would have made $8 today. We made 118. 110 of that was an overnight hold on Tesla. But green is green. Green is green the way that I see it, boss man. Green is green. Now, on that note, thanks as always for checking me out. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. We are growing every day over here at LMD Trading. Just trying to do this thing slow and steady. It's real easy to just say, man, I'm green. Instead of one contract, let me buy 20 contracts. It's easy to do that and then let my emotions get caught up, and I do like I did today and start getting out of trades, and I should have just traded the trade, especially with that overnight hold on Tesla. Should have just traded the trade. Don't just, if it's going to be a red day, let it be a red day. But know that Tesla is going to keep doing what Tesla is supposed to be doing. Tesla's weekly, I'm not going to go back into Thinkorswim, but Tesla's weekly chart looks identical to Netflix and the SPY. And actually it's better because it hadn't broke to the downside. The last 3 weeks have been green candles going higher. So Tesla is in between the weekly up channel and the weekly down channel. But the top of the weekly down channel is at about 222 right now. So it's in a transition period. It hadn't really switched over to an uptrend, but the top of the channel is 222. We're at 207 right now. It's had that room in it to do it. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We already been at it 30 minutes. If y'all still watching, y'all are the real winners, because I appreciate it. Appreciate it. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm probably sit down and get my monthly out of the way once I wrap this up. And I may look for some small to mid cap over the weekend holds. So if I do that, I may record that and then just post it. So on that note, I'm up out of here. Peace.